Hello and a very good evening. I am Ankit Chaudhary and I would like to welcome all of you to another episode of Where It Goes, a one of its kind live talk show where we explore answers from various industry professionals about the current scenarios and where do we go from here. At the same time, we try our bit to learn from these experts and the experience that they share with us. Over the last few days, we have seen a lot of discussions having started in respect to creative freelance artists and how things are different and difficult for them. With a lot of shows getting cancelled, events not happening, and the work impacted all over, the ones who are not connected full time are suffering. Hence, today we are getting in conversation with a brilliant musician, Mr. Rupak Dhamankar, a world class tabla player, a percussionist, and a rhythm arranger. He has done numerous shows himself all across, and with every performance, there's one thing guaranteed: amazing music and a long, loud applause. So let's get in conversation with Rupak and see where it goes. Very good evening, Rupak.
Hi,
Welcome to the show.
good evening, Ankit. How are you? Good evening.
I'm I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Yeah, enjoying this
How has
lockdown.
yeah? How is lockdown
Yeah,
treating you?
very nice, very nice. Actually, if you go to see from musical point of view, it's treating me very nice. I'm learning new things basically, and happy actually. I got this time actually seriously because generally we don't get time and like we don't get time to discover ourselves. But this
Right.
lockdown has caused us like caused many musicians and me basically like discover ourselves, learn many things and all. Yeah.
That's amazing. But
Yes.
before I start my
And
series of questions,
before yeah,
yeah.
so first of all, thank you for inviting me actually for this wonderful show. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you.
you, Rupak. You
Yeah.
have getting your time is. I mean, I know how important it is
Yeah,
that get your
exactly.
time. So yeah, thank you
Yeah.
for that.
Thank you so
But
much.
to clarify to all the audience and to you as well,
Yeah.
you to know me for years now. So to be very
Yes.
clear, मेरा music से दूर दूर तक कोई relation नहीं है. And one of
Yeah.
our common friends, in fact, long time back, I will not name him,
Hmm. Hmm.
suggested that Ankit music कभी सीखना भी मत. तुझमें
Hmm.
सुर ताल है ही नहीं. So just to mention, all my questions will be from the viewpoint of a listener and a business person in events and shows. तो
Yes.
अगर मैं कोई ऐसा
Hmm.
सवाल पूछूं which you say कि यार कितना silly सवाल है, so
Hmm.
ignore that. But that's how the questions come from.
No, but this is one of the
Right.
most important point of view actually, which you are seeing through. So it's very good for us.
Great then. So
Yeah.
quickly before I jump to my regular questions about industry and business and
Yes.
COVID, all
Yeah.
this,
Hmm.
let's talk a little bit about your music. So if I ask
Yes.
you what is Rupak's music, what would
Hmm.
be your answer to that?
My music is very. If you ask me about music, it's very simple actually. The answer is very simple. Uh, any kind of music which you like, or which makes you dance, or like which makes you uh, feel good, or like for example, if you listen to a romantic track and you feel like and you remember of your loved one, so for me that is music, like for and like me being a tabla player and coming from a rhythmic side and rhythm perspective,
Hmm.
uh, any rhythmic thing which makes me dance or groove or makes me happy, that is music for me. So yeah, and yeah, so recently I'm like soon I'm launching my first track,
Wow.
thanks to this lockdown, because of which I'm able to make my first track, and it will be soon out on all the streaming platforms like Spotify, iTunes, YouTube,
And what is the track
and
called?
everywhere. It's called Free Mind.
Free
So
Mind.
basically, the whole idea of this track is not sticking to one genre. It's an abstract track, you can say, and you can listen that. And
Great.
I hope
And
everyone will
when
like
is
it.
it releasing? When is it releasing? So we all
It's
can mark our
actually
calendars.
it's actually the release date was set to 15th of May, but there was some problem with the entries, as due to this lockdown the companies are receiving
Right.
a lot number of entries, so there is a
Right.
huge queue actually. So I'll get a email. So once I get an email, then I'll share with everyone.
Great. So
Yeah,
we'll be waiting for that announcement for sure,
yeah.
and
Thank
we'll
you.
be marking our calendars for the release as well. But
Yes. Yeah.
if I ask you to choose a genre in music,
Hmm.
from my perspective, I know Bollywood, I know Hollywood, I know folk. But if
Hmm.
you have to choose a genre in music, what would that be? Your genre.
My favorite genre is folk. Anytime
Folk.
folk. Like it's
Right.
so raw. You like, for example, like I being a Maharashtrian, if I listen to a folk Maharashtrian folk, I'll take 1 second to connect to that music. I won't take even a time, like even a second. Like as soon as I hear the dholki or like the ektara or any kind of Maharashtrian folk, I'll connect to that music.
Right.
So, and it goes to every community basically. Like if Rajasthanis would listen to Rajasthani folk, they'll connect immediately. So for
Right.
me, folk is my favorite kind of music. Yeah.
Right. Rupak, I read it somewhere that every artist and his or her instrument has a story.
Yes.
You know why that
Yeah.
artist chose that instrument. So what is your story behind you choosing tabla?
Story. Unfortunately, there is no story actually. With me, which happened actually. We actually grew up in the age where we didn't have internet actually, right?
Right.
When we were young, our parents used to tell us कि बेटा 10th में 80% लाओगे तो computer मिलेगा. This
Correct.
was our deal usually. And but yeah, coming back to the topic, actually, my father is a tabla player, so this was the
Okay.
instrument which was at my home. This was the instrument which was regularly played at my place. And this was the first instrument which I saw, which I heard, and which I felt. So, like in my dad tells me that when he used to practice, I used to go and sit in his lap and I used to like stop him and like start banging on the
Start playing.
tabla and do those kiddish things on the tabla. But yeah, but then my dad actually thought yeah, like why not? Let's teach him this instrument and let's see where it goes actually. So this is how actually basically how I became, like, this was my first encounter, or you can say my first introduction to tabla, or to the instrument. And then whenever there used to be shows, like you remember, like we used to have like shows on Sony channel, and Lata
Right.
Mangeshkar night and all those
Yes.
shows. So on those shows, basically I used to see all the percussion instruments and all. And interesting fact that I used to love playing congas and drum kits and all. So um, we used to have loads in our house, like for sleeping. And also I used to make them stand and used to just play with those things.
Right.
I used to play on the loads and all. So basically this is how
Story.
I this is the story of selecting the instrument. Like, I didn't
That's
select actually the instrument.
but
It
it
was
just
just
happened.
there.
Just was
It
just
was just there. It was just there.
But today, I know you play drums as well. So if you have to
Yeah.
choose between drums and tabla,
Yeah.
uh, what would you choose?
Actually, uh, this is like
Okay, tough one in a
choosing.
spot.
Yeah, actually, before a percussionist, it's very difficult instrument. Yeah, I would obviously choose tabla only because that's my main
That's the way.
instrument which I've
Right.
learned. Drums,
Right.
I actually play only for myself. I don't perform. I don't play drums professionally, but
Professionally.
it's just for my love for drums and percussions. So it's that
Right.
way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So moving ahead, for last so many years, you have so many achievements that you must have
Yeah.
had. If I
Hmm.
ask you to choose your best moment or your most prized moment, what would that
Hmm.
be?
Prized moment. I have two actually, not one. Basically, if you go to see,
Better.
one was I was performing. I was the as being my guruji's one of the senior student. I was the last student to perform the solo. And after my solo, my guruji came up to me and like he just hugged me in front of the whole auditorium. And he was actually very happy for me. that and he was happy that his student is performing so well. So he just came and he just hugged me. And fortunately, I have that moment captured with me, and in the form of a photograph. So that was, and having appreciation from your guru is one of the most
Right.
priceless things which you will have.
Agree.
So that is number one, which I would say. And the second was obviously I got a chance to share stage with the great legendary अपने Grammy Award winner Pandit Vidwan Viku Vinayakram ji. So I was having my fan boy moment
And
all the time for the show. I remember I remember the first time I saw him, I just went blank. I couldn't
right.
play anything in front of him. I still remember we met, like like you can say in the after lunch we met in the hotel in his room for the grand finale song to rehearse that song. And he said, "Now, yes, you play," and I was blank. And I was totally blank. But then I had to get myself back to the reality. Come on, you have to come back to the reality. And so, but
Right.
fortunately, I'm one of the luckiest guys, musicians, to have shared stage with him. I feel
In
that
fact,
is
I
one of
can
the
feel
priceless
that
moments.
moment was so amazing for you while you're even recalling it. I
Yeah,
can feel that it was definitely an amazing,
yeah,
amazing moment for
yeah,
you.
exactly. Yes.
In fact, just want to add one thing here. I mean, I've been lucky enough that a lot of my friends are from music. You are there, and we have so many other friends who are into music and
Hmm,
instruments and singing.
hmm.
The one thing I
Yes.
love about all you guys and what you do, you still have that guru shishya ka parampara thing, which is
Yes.
not there in a lot of other work that we do, whether it is corporate or a job or events or anything
Yeah.
else.
Hmm.
वो जो गुरु शिष्य वाली बातें होती है, परंपरा होती है,
Hmm.
फीलिंग होती है, वो
Hmm.
अभी भी म्यूजिक में है, जो
Hmm.
और बहुत जगहों
Yes,
पे नहीं है. So
exactly.
that's a very beautiful thing about music and dance and art forms basically.
Hmm.
So yeah, just
Basically,
that
if you go to
addition.
see इंडिया का जो लर्निंग सिस्टम है, इट इज ऑलवेज गुरु शिष्य परंपरा.
Right.
अगर आप if you go to compare the olden times, it's always been guru shishya parampara. We
Right.
never had अगर आप म्यूजिक ले लो या कोई भी आर्ट ले लो, so it's always guru shishya parampara. And और इंडिया का यही कल्चर है basically on
Correct.
how
And
things are being
that's
taught to
beautiful.
students.
That's beautiful, and that's also ki why it is not there in so many other fields. मतलब ये होना चाहिए is what I'm trying to say. Should
Exactly,
have done.
exactly. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Acha, quickly
Yeah.
tell me one thing that you love about your work and one thing that you don't like so much about the work that you
Okay, my this favorite is traveling basically. So for
do. Okay.
shows, the most the exciting part about being in music or being an artist is you get to travel a lot.
Right.
Every year there is travel included. Like there is travel there. You are traveling. You come from Rajasthan, you go to Chennai, the schedule is like that. So the
Right.
best thing is like traveling. And I myself, like, I love traveling a lot. So I enjoy that like a lot. Traveling is the best part, fun part. Like you get to discover many many unheard countries. Like basically, I like for example, I went to Azerbaijan. I had never heard of that country actually.
What is, sorry, I
uh,
repeat the name.
Azerbaijan.
Where is this? Even I haven't
It's
heard of it.
there. Yeah, so it's very close to Turkey. And so
Okay.
even I, like, I was shocked, like Azerbaijan, where is this country? Like, does this country exist or not? But yeah, then I googled, then I came to know, yeah, it's like one of the beautiful countries, like, which I've traveled. Then I
Great.
went to Israel as well. So very, like, traveling is the most exciting
Best
part
part.
of being an artist, best part about being in music.
And what is
And
not
yeah,
so
the
happening?
not so happening is like shows getting cancelled.
We all are suffering from that
being
right now.
being in corona, or being in lockdown, or not being in lockdown, shows get cancelled. But yeah, like shows getting cancelled is not a very happening thing
Happening thing.
for all musicians.
Right. So
Yeah.
before I quickly move to my actual set of questions, I'll quickly take one
Yes.
music-related audience questions that we have here.
Huh.
So Anushka
Huh.
is asking, since you said
Hmm.
you like folk music, do you like
Hmm.
folk fusion, something like Abhang Repost, which play Marathi folk fusion? And how different is it from original folk songs? Now I don't know what Abhang Repost is, so I think I guess
Yeah,
you will want
I know.
that.
I have heard. Yeah, yeah, I've heard about the band Apanga Repost. So they what they do is like uh, it's like all the abhangs from, like, you can say, all the spiritual songs, spiritual bhajans,
I'll just
Marathi.
sorry, I'll just add to that question.
Hmm,
She has one more saying. Ki, also, do you
hmm.
believe fusion somewhere loses the feel of the song? That's a
Yeah,
extended
I'll
question.
answer that. I'll answer that like one by one. So yeah, so yeah, actually it's a very good thing to, like, I actually love you can say fusion and everything. I love that, because the thing is that, like, it's like having the same thing with a new rapper. It's something like that. And Abhanga Repost, yeah, they it's a very good band. They are doing very well, and their compositions are very nice. Like, not compositions, basically, you can, to be correct, technically correct, the arrangements are very nice. How they have arranged the all the old bhajans and everything. So it's very nice, actually. And it's not a bad thing to do experiment. It's always nice to take something which is old and to give it a new structure and make it sound very beautiful. And yeah,
But
next question was about fusion, right? Does it
fusion. Do you think
loses
it
its feel?
loses its feel?
Actually, if fusion done correctly, it will you will love that fusion. For example, in India, basically, many artists don't understand the meaning of fusion. They just say that, हाँ चलो, ये गत है हमारी, तो हम इसके पीछे ड्रम लगा देंगे तबले के, और खिला तबला नहीं
Just
रहेगा, ड्रम लगेगा.
remix करते हैं हम.
रिमिक्स भी नहीं होता है वो. एक्चुअली बेसिकली कैसा होता है, ये हमारी गत है, तो उसके पीछे हम ड्रम लगा देंगे, बेस गिटार आएगा और तबला उसके ऊपर बजा देगा, तो और कीबोर्ड्स आएंगे, पैड्स आएंगे. This is not fusion. Fusion is, like, you can say, it's an amalgamation of two genres of music. Like how you, जैसे भेलपुरी होती है, हम कैसे उस चीज को अच्छा बनाएं. और सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज होती है फ्यूजन में इज अरेंजमेंट. हाउ यू डू द अरेंजमेंट्स, हाउ यू डू द साउंड डिजाइनिंग ऑफ द ट्रैक. That is more important. For example, Coke Studio. uh, if you go to see Pakistan Coke Studio, there's a song called Man Man De Hum. I may be saying it wrong because it's Afghan song.
Hmm.
Uh, it's an original song by Gugush, by the name artist named Gugush, but
Hmm.
they have done it so beautifully. This the It's kind of fusion only. They have given it a new structure. They have given it a new feeling to the song. So it's very nice. There are many songs which which have come out very nicely with the new rapper. But only thing
Right.
is that you need to do it very nicely. You need to always keep in one of you always need to keep things in mind, as like, कि हम इस सॉन्ग का ओरिजिनल एसेंस है, वो हम इस गाने को कैसे हम नहीं खोने दें.
Right.
गाने का ओरिजिनल एसेंस होना चाहिए. That is
But
the most
as
important thing.
as a listener, I'm a fan of old Bollywood songs, like what the
Yeah. Hmm.
Lata Mangeshkar time or Mohammed Rafi time. I
Yeah.
love those songs.
Even
Whenever
I
whenever I see a remix of it, or the new version, किसी में rap डाल दिया, किसी में कुछ डाल दिया, music change कर दिया, I always feel कि यार, why do people do this? Right? Whatever was
exactly.
there, it was such amazing music. It's so much more soothing the way it is sung, the way it
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
everything, and people
Exactly.
try and change it with the new thing. So as a sometimes I feel,
Hmm.
why? Do you also relate to that? Ki, should not be done or whatever.
I am not in the favor of like not doing it completely. I only feel that if things are done properly, then if things are done properly, then कोई भी पुराना गाना हो, old song हो, वो अच्छा sound कर सकता है. It it will be a great song if it is done properly. That is the only thing. See,
All
there are
depends on
many
the
good.
arranger.
Yeah, there are many good things, or there are many good songs which are done. Like अभी मुझे याद नहीं आ रहे, but like there are many good remixes which are actually done. बहुत अच्छे गाने किए हुए हैं.
Right.
बट अगर अगर आप कोई अब जानबूझ के अगर अगर आप सिर्फ वो गाने को बिजनेस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देख रहे हो, हाँ चलो आजकल रैप का जमाना है तो रैप डाल दो उसके
हाँ.
अंदर और ये डाल
Right.
दो वो, तो देन इट डजंट वर्क.
Right.
अगर if an old song doesn't require rap in it, then it should not be there in the
जबरदस्ती
song.
घुसेड़ेंगे तो खराब हो जाएगा.
जबरदस्ती वो बिजनेसमैन का दिमाग नहीं चलना चाहिए, म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर का दिमाग चलना चाहिए उस टाइम पे. सो
Right.
दैट इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग व्हिच आई फील.
चलो, सिंस बिजनेस की बात आ गई है तो आई कम टू माय इशू एट हैंड, जिसके बारे में मैं बात करने में एक्सपर्ट रहता हूँ हमेशा. सो द
हाँ.
कोविड लॉकडाउन पैंडेमिक एंड हाउ इट हैज अफेक्टेड ऑलमोस्ट एवरी फॉर्म ऑफ वर्क. So,
या
your thoughts quickly on how things are affected in the music world and industry and work around. How is it affected?
it's everything has come to a standstill now. मतलब अभी there is nothing. Personally I don't see any events happening till December. At least till December
Okay.
कुछ भी नहीं होगा, because generally कैसे है कि we म्यूजिक का सीजन होता है. इट्स अ सीजनल बिजनेस. इफ यू गो टू सी,
Okay.
सीजनल्स होते हैं, सीजनल शोज होते हैं. जैसे ही वंस आफ्टर द गणपति एंड्स, गणेश
Hmm.
फेस्टिवल
Hmm.
एंड्स, और लाइक इफ यू से इन हिंदूज वो पितृपक्ष पीरियड होता है,
Right.
आफ्टर दैट एंड्स, यूजुअली आफ्टर दैट ऑल द इवेंट्स स्टार्ट.
Right.
Weddings start, and
Right.
in India the most important earning for
Is from
any
it.
musician is from weddings.
Weddings.
So yeah, like you name the biggest artist, he will be performing at a wedding. That
Right.
would be the most important source of income for an artist. So
Right.
I don't see anything happening till December at least, and
Right.
I hope in this I am wrong totally. The situation
We.
proves me wrong, and but yes, personally I think that everything has come to a standstill, and everything got cancelled. I was supposed to travel to Israel again and to Sweden, but in
Mhm.
June, but it got cancelled.
Not. Right.
It got cancelled. Everything is like now not happening, and the sad part is like we even don't know, like is it postponed or is it like everything is like cancelled.
Right.
This is the situation. Even if we were able to, like able to confirm that, like yeah, okay, it's postponed,
So
then
at least it is
you'd be
happening.
happy.
Something will happen in
It's
future.
happening. Yeah, in 2021 it will happen, but
Hmm.
yeah, but now it's like cancelled. No word from organizers and everything. So it's pretty bad actually.
But Rupak, there was recently a video from a very well-known singer, writer, musician, Palash
Hmm.
Jain, where he was
Huh.
mentioning about the plight of freelance music artists, and he
Hmm.
how there's no association in terms of music artists. He even
Yes.
mentioned that we don't really have a music industry in the country. He said we have Bollywood music, but we don't have a music industry on its own in the country. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a very good question actually, and one of my favorite. Dr. Palash Sen sir has like actually pointed out
Right.
one of the most important issues what independent artists are facing in this
Hmm.
time. So I would like to not only think from the perspective of this corona or this pandemic thing,
Hmm.
but if you go to see from around a year, like when
Hmm.
if you go to think, because see this is something which is an unfortunate situation, and
Right.
this situation has turned up like once in 100 years. Okay, the last
Right.
pandemic was something around in 1918 or 1920, Okay,
Correct.
so thinking from only from this point of view would be very wrong. If you go to see from the perspective round a year, this is a serious issue which all independent artists, classical artists, if you go to say, or independent
Right.
scene, basically, if I may
Hmm.
take this term right now in
Sure,
this
sure.
thing, they are facing a lot basically. So I would actually like to say that, like, I had one suggestion which I would love to share with everyone who are like watching this interview right now. I after seeing, I we me and my all my colleagues, all my musician friends, we usually discuss these things with each other. Like, what is the future of independent music? Like,
Right.
independent musicians are musicians who are exploited the most. If you go to
Mm-hmm.
see Bollywood musicians, it's nothing like that. We don't perform for Bollywood. We perform for Bollywood as well. But there are some musicians who are they are strictly independent. They only like to
Correct.
perform their music. So
Correct.
those musicians are exploited to a lot of extent. Like for
Okay.
example, if I have to say, uh, the one of the biggest venues in Mumbai, which was Blue Frog.
Right.
So if a band reaches out to the to the management and say, like, we want to perform, so they will see your CV, and they will see everything. They will see your profile, everything, and they will say, like, come on, let's see. Yeah, we'll have you perform on Thursday night, and you will perform for 1 hour, 1.5 hour. Okay, and then you will be
Hmm.
paid something around, their usual payment was something around 35 grand, if I'm not making a
Hmm.
mistake. Uh,
Hmm.
but then for that 35 grand also, or 30 grand also, a musician or a band had to beg in front of them, in front of the
Right.
management. They had to literally beg. Some musicians even posted out on social media, what are these venues doing? And so this is one kind of a exploitation towards an artist. Then that, and exploitation is there, and then other thing is, like, he's demotivated actually
Correct.
to actually pursue that,
Right.
and to give us more good music. This is one of the things which I feel is a problem everywhere. It's an issue in India. It's there. Okay. So
Okay.
one 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 suggestion I actually had in mind, like how Bollywood musicians have an organization. They have a,
Hmm.
body which controls thing. Unfortunately, that body is not recognized now, but it's still there, which is called CMA, Cine Music Association.
Okay.
Like that, there is Music Directors Association as well,
Okay.
Singers Association as well. So all these things are there. So initially, in older times, what used to happen? These bodies used to they used to control all the financial things. Like, you
Right.
have to. So the process, like, you have to give an exam. You have to pass that test, and then they grade you, like your
Okay.
A category, your B category, your C category. And then
Okay.
according to that, your payment is decided. You will get for your performance, or for your sorry, not for your performance, but for your recording. This is the minimum amount which you will get all the time. Whenever you perform,
Right.
whenever you play a recording, you will get this amount. So independent music, they don't have such kind of body, or they don't have such kind of things which are causing this exploitation of musicians. Basically, if we have this kind of thing, like if this kind of organization or a body which
Hmm.
controls everyone, like, which controls all the performing scene.
Right.
Or, like, let's just say, like, if I am performing tomorrow for an event, and the organization starts crying, "Look, sir, we don't have money we don't have
Hmm.
money for the artist, but you need to do this event." There
Hmm.
is no standardization
Right.
in India. Bollywood have big budget. They do it. and it's a very good thing. But I feel that independent music or other kinds of music also should have such kind of thing where they have standardized everything, especially finance. Like, there are many, like for example, now, like, many shows and many things happen, but
Hmm.
independent bands, independent artists are forced, not, you cannot say forced, but they are told to play for the price of, like, the price of nothing, basically. They are paid
Agreed.
in peanuts, like, this is the scene right now. So this is very very sad scene. So I think this can be a game changer if everyone agrees to it.
See, I'll agree to those points because being in events and shows myself, we have seen this that a lot of if a lot of clients come and say, find a band for 10,000 rupees. I'm like, how do you
Yeah,
find a band
exactly.
for 10,000 rupees? I mean,
Exactly, how do you do that?
how do you do that? So yeah, we face that issue and we have seen that as well. And I hope that there is an association, there are standardizations soon coming in. But Rupak, tell me one
Yeah.
thing: the artist today, right, where as you said, we have no certainty of the work that would come in future. We don't know if there's anything happening in next 1 or 2 months. We know that it's not happening. What does a
It's not.
freelance artist, a creative freelance artist does today, especially whose bread and butter was based on the shows? So what is there something that he can do? Is there something he can connect with? What do they do?
See, the best thing is to take classes or to have students, basically. Not from only from the point of view of this lockdown, but it's good to have students. And not only from, if you go to see finance perspective in having students, yes, they support you when your off season is there. Okay.
Right,
And if you go to see from the musicality point of view, then yes, you also get to learn many things from teaching as well.
right.
I do that. I do that. So in this lockdown, taking online classes,
Hmm.
having students is one of the most important things which you will, with which you can support your survival, is what I can say. This is one of the most important things which you can do right now. And
Right.
other thing which, apart from surviving and apart from like music, apart from music, is you can, not going out of music, but you can actually always, if you are a musician, basically technically a musician, only a musician, you can always learn to record your instrument. You can always learn to program music. You can, there are a lot, many things which you can do in this
Hmm.
lockdown. But main aspect of a musician, or the main thing, should be taking classes or taking, having students, teaching students. That would be the most important thing which I can say it's important.
Right. Also, Rupak,
Yeah.
there is a lot of conversation about the new normal that is coming to the work
Hmm.
and everything else. What do you think
Hmm.
is going to be the new normal or the new changes in the music industry?
New normal, like, if you go to see Bollywood industry, it's actually, there's nothing new normal actually. Like, if you go to, I can give you an example. Like, if you all ask all the programmers, okay, okay, how is the lockdown treating you, they'll say, yeah, this is our usual work. We don't go
हम तो
out
घर से
only,
काम
we are
करते हैं.
continuously, हम घर से ही काम करते, तो हमारे लिए ये नॉर्मल ही है.
Okay.
So for the Bollywood industry, for the programmers and everything, this is normal situation. Like, they don't go out of the house. They are always in front of their computers, in front of their keyboard, in front of their programming machines. They are just doing their work right now. And due to the technology, they are able to transfer their things, transfer their materials to their clients. So this is very normal actually. So there's nothing new normal. The only thing which will change, just for, just kidding, like, musicians will wear mask and they will perform and nothing else.
Right. So,
Just
in terms
kidding.
of
Like,
performance,
this is,
quickly, we are almost at time, so I'll quickly take my last two questions. There's a lot of hype
yeah.
about these virtual digital events and shows. In fact, we are trying
Hmm.
to do something on a digital platform right now. Do you
Yes,
think
exactly.
this can work and artists can somehow use this platform to monetize? to do shows? Do you think this will work?
Yes, only, but there are like you can say there are things to it. Like only in this situation, this digital things will not run. Is what I feel personally feel. Until and unless you go to a concert, you actually feel the audience. You feel that energy of the performer in front of you. Till that time, you have not experienced music.
Hmm.
So this digital platforms and digital streaming is, I don't think it will last long.
Okay.
It has just come up because of this lockdown period and nothing else.
Right.
For me basically going to a concert, listening to the artist live
Hmm.
is no one can no one
Agree.
can beat that experience. So this is just a temporary thing which we are doing right now. Like all the artists are going live. They are taking live things. As I said, like they are taking live classes. Initially, all the students used to come to the
Correct.
Guruji's house,
Hmm.
but now they are doing it live. Or now, sorry, they are doing it on.
On.
They are doing it online. So yeah, so it's like it's kind of. I think this just a temporary thing which I feel
Okay.
it is there.
Fine. And my last question to you is, what is that
Hmm.
one thing that you think the creative freelancers should start doing differently when things get back to normal? So once the shows start happening, what are the things that you should change in the way you used to work?
Change as in. I don't think so. I don't think so. We don't need to change anything. The only if you leave music aside,
Mhm.
the only thing which that is also like you can say that is also not general. You can't generalize because nowadays we all have financial awareness
Correct.
in all of us. But the thing is that what I feel is like everyone should look finance from a different perspective, right? From this pandemic situation, and they should learn to handle finance differently and more efficiently, so they can survive such situations in future. I hope there are no situations like this in future, but if someday it like this situation some this kind of a situation comes up, then we should be able to do that differently, not like
Right.
how we are doing it. And musically, if you go to see, we are constantly all the artists are so creative, all the musicians, all the painters, dancers, you name all the artists, they are so creative that they're constantly changing their material, they're constantly changing their content, and like they are doing they're changing their stuff. So change is like the main thing which all the artists have. And I think there would next coming 2021 would be a very good year,
For
like
all of
many
us.
of the for all of us, and they will be all the audience will get to listen to many good things, is because अभी सारे आर्टिस्टों को घर में बांध के रखा है, so they are like just creating, they are just like they are learning more things about themselves, about their music and everything. So बहुत सारी
I hope
creativity जो बंद है आज, वो
एक साथ निकलेगा.
2021 में एक साथ निकलने वाली है
We'll
सब
have
बाहर.
a volcano that will erupt from all the things
Yeah,
that are
yeah,
coming right now. So we'll
exactly.
have a lot of things.
Yeah,
And I hope that
exactly.
time comes soon because as much
Yes,
artists are waiting to perform, the audience is waiting to listen to them, to go out to
yes,
concerts, to have a great
yes,
time once again. And
yes.
so we don't know how things will happen, but we hope that things start happening soon
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
sooner the better. But
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
let's leave that to future and let's see how things go and where it goes, as we always
Exactly.
say. Thank you so much,
Exactly.
Rupak. We are
My
almost
pleasure, Ankit. My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me and having my views. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
thank you. It was amazing. We have one last
Yes.
comment from Chanchal uh, asking us to see a video. Okay, we'll see it later. I'm sorry, Chanchalji, we don't have time to
Hmm.
see it right now, but we'll connect
Yes.
on that. So thank you so much, Rupak. Please stay home, stay
Thank you
safe,
so much.
take care,
Yes, you too.
and
Thank
we
you.
will wait for more music from you to come, and
Sure.
especially that track that is going to release soon. Please keep us updated.
Yes. Sure, sure. I'll
Great.
keep everyone up. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Yes, you
Right.
too. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, that was Mr. Rupak Dhamankar. He's a brilliant musician. Please log on to his page on Instagram at the rate Rupak Dhamankar, or you can search him on Facebook as well. Some amazing content from him, some amazing, really good music from him. And I can guarantee you one thing: you listen to him once, you will continue to follow him and listen more of his music. Till then, we come back next week, Tuesday, again with another guest. We talk about a different industry, a different viewpoint in terms of what is happening and where things are going to go. Till then, please stay home, take care. और जैसा कि मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ, सिर्फ दिन ढलना शुरू हुआ है, पूरी रात अभी बाकी है. हम जल्दी वापस मिलेंगे, हमारी बहुत बात अभी बाकी है. प्लीज स्टे होम, टेक केयर एंड स्टे सेफ.